hey, do you have a minute? This is like a little awkward. It's not that awkward, but I know I've been gone for so long. So it's like here I am in a different backspace. I look different. As y'all can tell, I cut my hair. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. We ain't gonna talk about all the changes right now because change is good, but that's not the point in this video. Um, I wasn't even gonna make a video because I have been feeling like so sluggish when it comes to like my podcast. And the last video that I talked about, it was turning lemons to lemonade. And it was me talking about how I needed a new job, a new car, and a crib. So not a spoiler alert, but I got every single thing that I was saying that I needed. Um, but I just was feeling sluggish. Like I thought that like having all of these things would make me be like, okay, like I did this, I did that, okay, like boom, like let's really lock in with the pod. But that's not what happened. Like I actually went through like a phase of like, I got it, now what? And I know that's not like good to say or like that's not a good place to be at, but that's where I was at. And I feel like that's what I kind of kept getting stuck in, even with like my mics. I don't know if I ever like told y'all this, but like I was using my mom's backup phone to record because I had ordered the wrong mics that didn't work with my phone. So every time I needed to record, I needed to make sure that my mom was home for one and that her backup phone was there. So that was like a really big hindrance to me recording. But like I just never really fixed the problem. Like I just kept letting the problem be the problem. But I just ordered mics that fit my phone. So now I'm recording off of my phone so I can record when I want to. So that's good. But honestly, the major point of this video, I was driving home from work, and today it was kind of like a day for me where I'm just like, am I unfulfilled or am I not living in my purpose? And both. That's the realization that I came to. Like both. Like I work a 9 to 5. I still work at the restaurant. I work there on weekends, but I work a 9 to 5, and that's not the end all be all for me. But that has become kind of a little bit the end all be all for me because I've been like comfortable being there. And it's like, yes, I love it. It helps me pay my bills. It helps me to live, but that's not my dreams. And I felt like I was getting burnt out or feeling unfulfilled with life because like I was carrying that, and that was just like taking the bulk of my energy. Like I wasn't investing no time before or after work into the life that I actually want. So my life was just becoming go to work and then come home and then get ready for bed or set your day up for the next day at work. So that was my life 24/7. I'm going to make a whole video about this, but I just kind of want to give you all some insight about like the revelation that I came to when I'm making this video right now. So I felt that at work today. Like I felt that so strongly. So like I was journaling and everything like that. And I'm like, you know what? Like I gotta do different. Like I gotta do better. Like I gotta stop letting life run past me. And I gotta like really start being proactive about my life and like not giving up on my dreams or goals because I made one step forward. And like that was like enough for me right now. Like I gotta keep going. I gotta keep striving. I've been discouraged by the pod because I'm like the pod not really popping off. But how the pod gonna pop off? How the pod gonna pop off? And I made like 5 videos in the span of like when I started November, December, January, February, March, April, May. It's about to be May. 6 months, 5 videos. Who am I kidding? This is my first time coming to this realization. Who am I kidding? Like I'm kidding myself at this point because what? Ooh, that clocked my tea a little bit. Okay. Well, we're back. Um, but I was driving home, and as I was driving home, many of y'all who watch the pod, like y'all are familiar with Norristown, or y'all know, y'all live in Norristown or whatever. So there's like a couple of like homeless people that I see all the time while I'm driving through Norristown. All the time, every time I see them, I just start praying for them, cause like I'm just like I just want to keep them up in prayer, right? So I just be praying for them. But today was a little bit different for me because I had seen one homeless person. So let me tell y'all about an experience that I actually had. So I was at the hair store with Livy. If y'all don't know who Livy is, that's my boyfriend's little sister. That's little sis. I was at the hair store with her. We was getting her hair because I was going to do her hair. And there's this homeless guy who is always outside of the hair store. It's the one on Barbados Street, the one near Little Caesars and Popeyes. So it's this homeless guy, and he's out there all the time, and he'll like open up doors for people or whatever like that. And then like when you're coming out, he'll be like, "Do you have $1 or whatever like that so I can get some food?" So like sometimes I just be like, "Yo, like they be trying to scam like my like me thinking like in my flesh, like it's my flesh. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, why can't like instead of using this energy to sit out here and like ask for money, like what are these people doing to make their life better? And that's like a little bit rude. Like, no, that's a lot rude. And like I'm just being real when I say that, like that was my thought process. So I'm just like if they out here all day asking for money, if they was to apply and like try to get a job at the McDonald's or try to get a job at the Popeyes or try to get a job at the Metro, like if y'all try to get a job anywhere, y'all try to get a job at the gas station, like you will be able to afford your necessities. That was my thought process. That was my thought process. Um, up until like a couple months ago. Like I used to always think that when I seen homeless people, like I literally used to always think that. I'm just like, why y'all out here making signs and begging for money? Just get a job. That was my thought process. Um, so when I went into the hair store, I knew he was gonna ask for money. And just so happened I had cash on me, but when he asked for money, he asked me if I had money. I said no. I did though. So it ate me up. But I tell you, I was in the hair store, it ate me up. It ate me up. Um, and I had like some extra ones on me, so I was like, I'm not gonna spend these ones. I'm gonna just use my credit card and I'm gonna give him the money. So when I was coming out the hair store, I couldn't see him. I couldn't find him, and so I'm like, dang, like I should have gave him the money because like my thought process really is like I don't know what scripture it is, but it just talks about like the homeless people and how they will inherit the kingdom of heaven, and just like the first will be last and the last will be first. And it's just like you gotta have empathy, and like you gotta have like compassion and love for people. Like not like sticking your nose up or feeling like you better than somebody. Like $1 is going to do nothing. It's not going to do nothing for me to give a homeless person $1 on the street, you or $2 or $3 or $5 to get a meal. Because if I was homeless and that was my situation, I would want somebody to have enough love in their heart to give me $5 or to buy me a meal or stuff like that. And I know that there's a stigma about giving homeless people money because everybody's like, don't give homeless people money because they're going to use it for drugs or whatever like that. And I know that that's a whole stigma, and I feel like that's something that's like just taught and that's just like engraved into your brain when you're young. And that is something that I feel like also played on. Like I'm not about to give you money and you're homeless to feed your addiction, but it's like at the end of the day, like if I'm giving you money and you're saying that you're going to go get something to eat, if you turn around and feed your addiction, that's you having your priorities wrong. That's not me feeding your addiction. That's you not having self control to be able to. Somebody is blessing you to provide for your needs because I'm not about to micromanage what you gonna eat. Because you like imagine being homeless and you really want to get an apple pie, right? You really want to get an apple pie or something like that. Is somebody like, no, but if I'm gonna feed you what I want to feed you. You about to get a donut. And it's like, dang, I'm not saying that they're entitled to your money, but it's like, dang, like if you go and help out, just let it be genuine. Like let it be genuine. Like don't like why you gotta micromanage what they doing, what you about to bless them with. Like just be a blessing. That's a whole rampage. So I was looking for him, I couldn't find him, and so I had gotten a car. I started pulling off, and as I started pulling off, I was like, no, I can't. Like this is eating me up. And Libby was like, what? And I was like, it was a homeless man out here. He asked me if I had any money, and I told him no. Like I lied, but I did have money. And I was like, and it's eating me up right now. So I was like pulling out the drive through, and I was like at the stoplight, and I had like pulled back and like pull back in, and it was like all these cars traffic, like it was like so much traffic, and I was just like this is about to do a lot. But I had just went into the Popeyes because I was like, I need to see if I can find him. I go into the Popeyes, this lady was buying him a meal, the meal, whatever meal he wanted, she was buying him a meal. And I had seen him, and I was like, I had just like I was like, here, like even though she was already buying him the meal, I was like, here you go, like just here you go. And he was like, thank you so much. And I'm like, you're welcome. And I'm just like, who, like, that was nothing for me. Like giving him a couple dollars, that was nothing for me to be a blessing to somebody. But because I had my nose turned upwards, I had already had these biases or this prejudgment about him, that I decided that I was better than giving him a couple dollars. What was I going to use it for? Nothing. It was just going to be a couple dollars that was in my purse, that maybe if my one of my little sisters asked me for a water ice, I would have used that. Like it, like nothing, like that, like not, and not to like brag or nothing like that and say, oh, that means nothing to me. But the position that I'm blessed to be in, that giving somebody a couple dollars for them to get a meal is not going to hurt my pockets. And the same way that I want God to come and bless me, and I want him to pour blessings out on me that means nothing to him but everything to me, I need to do that same thing for other people. Like, who am I? So that's just going back to like the situation of like a little bit of backstory. So like as I was driving, I had seen this homeless, like I said, I seen the homeless guy, and I was looking at my purse because I was like, I had told myself, I said, I gotta get my ones from upstairs. I had told myself that I'm gonna always keep some ones in my purse, because if I see a homeless person, I'm gonna give it to them. And like it's just that, like if I'm just gonna do that. Like I don't have to do that, but I just like be a blessing to somebody, and it's nothing. Like it's nothing to be a blessing to somebody, even if it's like only got $1, only got $2. Like to just be a blessing to somebody, I'm gonna do it. So I'm looking at my purse because I'm like, oh yeah, like I remember I told myself I'm gonna keep $1 in my purse just so that I can always have $1 just in case anybody need it or whatever. So I'm rummaging through my purse and I cannot find $1. He had stopped at my car because he saw me rummaging through my purse, and I felt so bad. I was like, I'm sorry, like I don't have anything. And he was like, no, it's okay or whatever like that. And so I'm praying. As I'm pulling off, I'm praying. I'm like, God, I just pray that he's not gonna be on this corner for too long. Like I'm just praying over his situation. Like I'm just interceding for his situation. Then as I'm driving, I see this homeless lady. I've seen her before. I was in the hair store. Yo, this hair store, I tell you, I was in the hair store. She had asked me to buy her some gel, right? God really be convicting me. She asked me to buy her some gel so that she could do her hair. And at first I was like, no. I was like, no. And then I had pulled off, and God started eating me up. When I tell you, he started eating me up. And so I like drove around the block. I was circling the whole block because I had went back to the hair store, couldn't find her because the shop owners had kicked her out the hair store because she was asking everybody to buy her a bottle of jam, which was like $3. She was asking people to buy her a bottle of jam, and she already had bought a pack of braiding hair, but she was like, I just want to feel pretty. I just want to do my hair. And at first, I'm just like, why are you coming to the hair store with no money, but you asking people? Like that was my first thoughts. That's my flesh. That was my flesh. Like I'm just gonna be real. That was my flesh. I'm like, why are you coming into the hair store and you don't have no money, but you got this stuff in your hand, like you about to buy it, but you have no money, and then you going up to the lines with people and like, oh, can you buy this for me? So I got offended. Like I'm just like how you feeling entitled for that? But then I'm like, I can't be thinking like that. So I had, like I said, I pulled off, and then I had circled the block because God started eating me up. I circled the block. I couldn't find her. I'm like, no, 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 because that was eating me up for the whole day. I'm telling y'all, like when you get convicted, especially for something like that, like that was going to eat me up for the whole day. So I'm driving, like I'm like spinning this block like 3 times, and I see her walking out the McDonald's, and I'm like, meet me at the hair store. And she's like, okay. And so I go back to the hair store. I get the bottle of the bottle of gin for her, and I'm like, um, I hope that your hair comes out nice. And she's just like, thank you so much. Like that little act of kindness, it was nothing. I should have did it. I should have did it just to start with, because it was nothing. It's a bottle of jam. It was $3. I could have easily did that. And I just thank God for allowing me to like go back and to correct that, and to correct that bias and that judgment and that offense that I had built up in that situation. But so I seen her. I instantly start going into prayer for her. Then I seen this homeless guy, and like if y'all know, on DeKalb Street, like on DeKalb going towards King of Prussia, there's a homeless guy, and he doesn't have any legs. So I don't like, I think that he has like prosthetic legs that like he can like walk around and stuff like that. But a lot of times when he's like, he'll be laying on a bench or he'll be laying on the floor, and he has no, and like his prosthetic legs will not be on, so like he has no legs. And every time I see him, boom, I instantly go into prayer for this man. Like so, like I go into prayer for him so hard, because I'm just like, this is sad. Like this is sad. And in this case, I'm seeing these 3 people, and I'm just like, this is sad. Like I start like praying and interceding over Norristown and just like the homeless population, that like somebody who can really be a blessing will come and really help these people out. You don't know their circumstances. You don't know why anybody is in this situation. Sometimes, yes, it may be their fault, and other times it may not be their fault. And I feel like we just like, because we not as less fortunate as that, we automatically start looking like, oh, it never could be me, or like they did something to end up in that situation. But you just don't never know what happened to somebody for somebody to end up where they are. And that's where I'm really like, that's where like my heart really is with that. Like just praying, and like I just would like say to y'all too, like y'all see people and like you can't do nothing physically or financially to help them, keep them up in prayer. Like even if they're not praying for themselves, because that's like sometimes people can't even pray for themselves because they can't see themselves out of that situation. But you gotta, there gotta be more people that's really praying for other people and just interceding, just prayer warriors, like going before people and just like really like try, like you want to make a difference in somebody else's life. Like you don't want to see them there. And I feel like that's the point that like I'm at, where it's like there has to be a change right now. And right now, I'm financially, I can't do nothing about nothing. Financially, yes, I can give a couple dollars here and there, but I can't change nobody's situation right now. But I can keep somebody up in prayer. I can pray over the people who got the money, who can change their situations, that somebody will see them and be like, you know what, I'm gonna be a blessing to him. I'm gonna be a blessing to her. Let's help them. Let's pray over the addiction. Let's pray over like what's really going on in their lives. Like it'd be so much judgment, and it's like sometimes people just need love, and just praying for somebody. You don't even have to speak to somebody. You don't even have to tell somebody that you're praying for them, but that's just like a simple act of love and kindness, that you just keeping somebody in your prayers and just, you know. So that was the first thing. We got to keep the homeless population in prayer, and really just like have some empathy. That was the first thing. And then the second thing, as I'm driving home, I'm seeing a whole bunch of school age kids, and I'm just like praying, because I'm seeing girls back to back to back to back. When I say like I'm seeing a whole bunch of girls, like high school girls, and they all look the same. Crop top, slick bun or slick ponytail, tights. I'm not judging because that was me. I'm not judging because that was me. I'm not judging. But I'm seeing like they on their phones making TikToks, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just seeing, and I'm just like, I'm keeping the youth up in prayer too, because when you see a group of boys, they all look the same. When you see a group of girls, they all look the same. Why? Because there's this like aesthetic that social media is putting on kids, where they're telling kids that you have to be this way. You gotta look this way. You gotta act this way in order to get the attention that you want to get. And this is not a prejudgment or a bias. I'm not saying that if somebody dresses this way or they look this way that they are this way, but I know a lot of young people, and I know that a lot of young people are literally following the trends. They are literally with their life though, like with their lives, like following the trends. There's no individuality. Their people don't know how to really love themselves, because social media is telling you that you need to be validated by relationships or by boys. They're telling boys that it's okay to have ego and pride. They're telling young boys that it's okay to have built up anger, and it's okay to be fighting. It's okay to resort to violence and kill other young men. That's what the media is telling. They're telling girls that it's okay to be provocative. Like when, like, because they was telling me that. It was telling me that if you don't love yourself, it's okay because you can do something that somebody else will love you. It was telling me that. So I know the message that is being put on the young people. And I'm like young, but like I'm young and out of that. So I can see that. So keeping them up in prayer too, but also just like the people who know that and who've been through it, stop judging and looking down on the young kids and looking down on little girls and saying, "Oh, you fast," or "Oh, y'all thotty," or "Y'all slutty," or whatever. And I hope this don't get taken down, because not like that, but like, or looking at the young men and calling them YNs, or just hood and just ghetto, and like stop looking down on them. And how about just be somebody in their life that they can receive gentle love from? These kids around here, all they be receiving is tough love or hard love. I'm not saying like, oh, their moms or their dads or their families don't be like really loving them or whatever. But a lot of these kids really only be experiencing tough love. So they need people in their lives who actually care to like be gentle with their emotions, be gentle with their feelings, to come to them and correct them in a gentle way. That you don't gotta come and crash down on them and say, you're doing this wrong and look at how your life has turned out. This is how your life is gonna be if you keep this up. You are this way, you are that way. Just be a little gentle with them. Like be a little bit gentle with them. Listen to what they actually going through, but like really instill like that love into them. Like don't let them go down the same path that we went down, or that you went down, or that somebody before you went down, because they hard headed. Everybody hard headed. I was hard headed at that age. Everybody's hard headed when they feel like they're having to be defensive, when they feel like they got to defend themselves from what you're saying to them. So how about we have a little bit more empathy and patience for the younger crowd, so that they're not continuing these same generational curses, so that when they grow up, it's not being continued to say Norristown is a black hole, it's ghetto, everybody just stay here. It's a mini Philly, this is getting bad. It's just all these homeless people, or it's just all these girls, young kids having babies. It's just it like how about we end that stigma? But how are we going to end that stigma if you pointing fingers? When you pointing a finger, there's three fingers pointing back at you. And if you see that there's a problem, it is your responsibility to step in and fix it. Don't just come crashing down and judging people. Don't just come thinking that you're better than somebody because you are not in the same situation that they are. How about you just have a little bit of love for people? So that's just really like it. Like that's really it. Like I'm not about to like sugarcoat it. I'm not about to like, like I'm not about to like try to wrap it up and like put a bow on it to make this message a little bit sweeter for anybody, because it's not a sweet message. But it's just like, let's just take care of the people who really need it, and stop being so selfish, and stop only thinking about us and where we need to be at in life. Like, how about we think about the people who are really struggling in life, or the people who are coming up, who is looking like they're coming up into a path of destruction. How about we do some correcting right there? That's what you need to do. So if you feel like you're being convicted by this video, and people, or you see homeless people, and you have your nose looked up to them, and you feel like you're better than them, or you like be rude to them, or you feel like they just like scum of the earth, you need to fix yourself. And I'm not judging, because that was me and I needed to fix myself. You need to fix yourself. If you see little kids out here and the first thing you doing is looking at them and judging them for what they got on or how they acting, without even knowing their circumstance, without knowing what they're going home to or what they're coming from, you need to fix yourself. And you just need to have a little bit of love, because love goes a long way. And even if the love gets rejected, because a lot of times it does, especially when people aren't used to receiving gentle love, even if the love gets rejected, don't stop loving. Keep loving. Keep showing that you love and you care about people. Because I know for a fact, I would not be where I'm at right now if I didn't have people loving me through the hard. If I didn't have people loving me through when I was rebellious or disobedient, people loved me through it. And I'm appreciative of that. So love people through what they're going through. Like, don't just be like, oh, okay, like I tried and it didn't work, so that's just it. I'm not about to give my energy to this or blah blah. Okay, God, let God do that with you. Let God do that with you. How you gonna feel? Let people do that with you. How you gonna feel? Okay. Um, I start getting hype. I be getting hype about stuff like this because I'm just so passionate about stuff like this. Like, we have to do better. Like, there's the only time that's going to be a change is if you change. And stop pointing it out for this person and this person and this person needs to do this. No, you need to change. If you want there to be a change, you need to change. You need to change your thought process. You need to change your mindset. You need to change your emotions. You need to change. You need to change. Point blank, period. So this is a shorter episode than usual. Like, I know my episodes be like 45 minutes. I know y'all don't be watching the whole episodes because y'all corny. But if y'all like the shorter episodes and y'all like really, want me to talk about like stuff like this more and stuff like that, let me know. Like, give me feedback, because I'm going to like really try to. I'm not going to say try. I'm going to really start getting back on here. Like, I gotta really be consistent and just be dedicated and just speak the truth and speak my truth at the moment and stop trying to be so scripted. I be trying to be so scripted. I be like trying to like read off the script. Like, there's a blah blah blah. Like, that's not me. That's not the type of person that I am. Like, I'm just like a come from the heart type of person. And that's what this gotta represent, or it's gonna feel like it's a task, or like it's like a checklist or something. Like no, like I just need to come on here and just like share my truth and like say from the heart. Like, this not scripted. This is literally off the dome. That's why sometimes when I was talking, I was like, because I don't even know what I'm saying until I'm saying it. Like, it's just coming straight from my heart. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for listening. I appreciate this conversation. Text me on Instagram. Y'all can email me in the comments or whatever like that. Like, like stay in touch. And if this message touched your heart or you felt convicted, like just know that you're not alone, because everything that I talked about that y'all need to change, I had to change. So trust, I feel it 100%. I'm not judging, but I'm just telling y'all out of love. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video to somebody who needs to hear it, because we have to, as a community, we have to spread the message so that the message everybody can hear it, so that one person is not trying to do it all on their own, but that as a collective that we are all putting in the work to change what's going on around us. So thank y'all for listening.